Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, and so our card tonight is the Queen of Discs. Okay, and let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say tonight? All right. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. When you do, it'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. Hello, TT. Would you like me to hold you, my little girl? Come on. Come on. Oh. I do need your help. Oh, you're going to run off. I was just going to hold you. Okay, let's see. No, you're not going to tear my chair apart, miss. Okay. Interesting. So, let's see here. I want to start right here. Okay, so I'm looking at this. We have two people who are embracing. Okay, we have one here, and they are entangled with one another. I almost imagine maybe dancing, hugging. There is a love here. Okay, now is this current? Is this past? Is this present? I'm not sure. Okay, but I think that it's really important. It is something that is one of the greats of your life, right? One of the great relationships of your life. And I feel like during this relationship, there's a sense of you really, and because I feel this Queen of Discs energy, there is a sense of holding a lot of the power, maybe all of the power, but in a way that's kind of in the background a little bit, in a way where if you can think of like, you know, like the strong, silent part of a relationship. Not that they're disproportionate or one is more important than the other or, you know, nothing like that. But there is a sense, I think, of in a lot of relationships, there is more of a decider or at least somebody who considers things, kind of plans things out a little bit more, you know, and it doesn't just have to be domestic, okay? I think that, and this maybe this is an outmoded way of looking at it, but, you know, as a married person, I see it more than ever, I think, is that we just kind of, not both sides can do everything all the time. Right? And so things get delegated. We fall into different roles. And now those don't have to be gender specific. So don't get angry with me. They don't have to be at all. You know, that it's definitely not that way in my life. Although, you know, some things are classical gender things, but, you know, that all of that is to laugh at a bit, right? And so anyways, we all kind of play our role and whatever that looks like. Okay. It's it's individual to each relationship, to each circumstance. Things shift, things change. You know, it's evolving, right? So I look at this though, and I feel like, and let me just say, I feel that there's a great amount of love, and I feel like there's a lot of power here. Okay, I feel like there's a sense of being really truly a decider of things. And I think that this is beautiful because you are a person who is so caring about how you treat others, especially this person. You are somebody who honors those you respect. You are very thoughtful. You, in a way that's like, it's not like condescending. It's not like, you feel better than, or you have to be so careful, like easy with somebody because they're so fragile. No, you are careful with people because you love them, because you want to be that unconditional, safe place of love. And when things are difficult and something needs to be said, you say it clearly. You're not mean about things if you don't have to be. Do you lose your temper sometimes? Sure. Don't we all? Okay. And so I look at this and I feel like this is one of the great achievements of your life. Is it a perfect relationship? No. And no relationship is perfect. Is it always this wonderful? Probably not, especially if it's over many years, right? Things just, we love, things happen, we grow apart. And then, we get to a point where we have to decide we got to grow back together, right? We have to find ways to get this thing moving back together. And, it does this on and off throughout life. And that's just the reality of it. And enduring kind of love is just kind of like that. If people know it or not, I don't know. Sometimes you think the best relationships, from the outside, they're just terrible. Or they're whatever, people living as kind of just, in a partnership that is feasible, which is also fine, of course. But, and then you see sometimes people who you think, maybe they're not super passionate about each other. Maybe they just kind of get along and whatever. But in reality, they're like best friends. And they're sweet to each other. They remember things about each other. They go out of their way to do little things that remind each other that they know. They know one another. Unlike anybody else, that they honor one another. It doesn't always have to be pomp and circumstance, And so anyways, I feel like there is this intensity there, a love, a devotion. Now, looking down onto it, we have this kind of real beautiful and curvy being. And at the head, I thought, is this kind of like a devil archetype? But I don't. What I think it is that it's almost a priestess. And then up here, you can see the symbol of one of the fertility goddesses, one of the maybe prehistoric, primordial, early fertility goddesses. Okay, so arms raised, something to be worshipped, to something, there's an awe to this. And I think usually of like Tanit or, goodness, who am I trying to think of? It's that Cretan one. Is that Tanit maybe? But had it, I think, is the one I'm thinking of, maybe. But it's a line of well, they call them, a lot of them, fertility goddesses, right? Is that right? I don't know. But anyways, a beautiful, beautiful representation. And what does she have in her hand? Okay, the snake handler, right? The snake goddess. And so, yes, we have maybe the more obvious, overt kind of symbolisms of a goddess holding a snake, which is phallic. But it is also the knowledge. And what does the goddess do with knowledge? She transmutes it into wisdom, deep, enduring wisdom. And now I look at this, and this person, this high priestess, this devotee of the All Mother, is looking down upon this relationship and holding it. And this is where I see this Queen of Discs, and I think, this very earthy mother, this fierce, devoted partner, spouse, if it is Sophic or not, or otherwise, okay. And I said Sophic. Well, it is Sophic, Sophia, but I meant Sapphic. And that's, that is only one. We talk a lot about the interior beloved, the anima animus, of this, of the chemical union, opposites being unified. But there's also the beloved of the many archetypes. And we find the beloved in all of the archetypes. We find ourselves in all of the archetypes. And so I look at this and I think, this is a blessed union. This is a time that through this love, if it is currently active, or if this is something from before, if this is something to come, there's a resonance of it. There's a frequency within your life. And once you know, right? It lingers through all things. The impressions are left there. And, through this, I see that very much, that Queen of Discs energy. And so then the creation of resources. Okay, so money, the ability to, thrive domestically within your work, if that is for money, or if it is devotional, if it is spiritual, if it is emotional, creative, and so on. I see this really a time where there's a lot of output, and it's very meaningful. There's a sense of, we look at the Princess of Discs, and we see the princess is pregnant with life. Okay. Now the Queen has given birth. Okay. She is knowing. She has passed through the portal and become the portal herself. Okay, she conceives and manifests. And so, I see that you are in a part of your life where you are really creating quite a bit. And I think that, that could definitely be monetary. I think that it could also be linked to your creative work as well. And, we've talked about this quite a bit. I think, throughout the readings, that it is a time when you are really, I think, very devoted to making something for yourself, to having the ability to choose how you want to live, to have the time and means to be able to have creative endeavors, and seeing success within those as well. So I think that this is more of that ultimately. But I more than any other time, I feel like I'm seeing these images of the universe really involved in kind of cradling your not only inspiration, the conception of ideas, creating and manifesting these things, but also being smart about how you're doing all of this. The Queen of Discs really is an archetype that is good at putting things away, good at saving, good at thinking about the future, right? Being prudent about what they have worked so hard to get, right? Not existing in a place of impulse. Okay, there are impulses towards passion, desire, beloved, of course, but not being, quick to spend and, easily letting go of those resources, but putting that away. Okay, so we also have the tree over here. Okay, and so I think that this is also a time where you are really kind of getting set up domestically. I feel that there are roots put down, or you are in the process of, finding that place that you want to stick by for quite a while. And I really do. I think that there is a sense of sturdiness there. Okay, now we turn it over and I see the ring here, and we have this kind of really beautiful T cross planted, okay? And so also consecrated ground, okay? So wherever you are making this home, in the physical, emotional, spiritual, this is consecrated ground, and that is sacred ground. This is blessed. This is a place where you will do well. You will find a way. Okay. Before I moved to where I live right now, I had a reading from a friend who was actually a neighbor, and we became friends. And she told me to this, I knew we were moving and everything. And she told me, this next place you go, it's blessed. Okay. You will go there, and your ancestors, specifically your Choctaw ancestors, will help, guide you in a way that is going to bring you into the next stage of your life, and you will figure out kind of what you want to do with yourself, and especially, what kind of work do you want to do? Well, I was a stay-at-home mom, and, just getting married and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, this is it. I'm going to be this family lady and figure it out. And I'm lucky I get to be with my family and my daughter. And I thought, well, and then we started, doing readings and stuff. And I was never confident enough to read for people. Well, we found this medium where we can do readings, and express, my husband and I both. And that's why I'm saying we. And so I found this way. I found a way to express myself. And, when I'm looking at this is basically what she was saying to me. And maybe in different words, but when I was getting that reading, I could see in my mind, I'm moving to a place that for whatever reason feels like consecrated ground. And it's true. I feel safe here. I feel like it has very much led me in the directions that I have gone since I've lived here. You know, I feel spirit here deeply. I have a big connection to the animals that live, you know, around, my backyard spirits and so on. And, you know, when I see this is exactly the kind of symbol I would imagine in my mind. Now, I also look up here, we have a gargoyle, okay? So I also feel like there is a sense of deep protection, not only just feeling safe, but quite literally, wherever you are, you know, if you've lived in your home or town or whatever for your whole life, you know, or if this is a new place, you've been there for a couple of years, or literally if you're about to move, okay, does not matter. I feel like this place is going to be very protected. Spirit is there for you. With the gargoyle, which we know they sit on the eaves of the house or building, they are guardians of the openings. They keep, you know, the emanations of of the landscape around from entering your, you know, sacred dwelling. Okay, they protect you. And this is definitely like a throwback of the household gods, which is an interesting topic. If you don't know about household gods, you should really look into it. If you're superstitious, especially, which I am. So, something to go look into. But I do feel there is a deep protection there. And this is you know, there's a lot of love, creativity, protection, and money resources. I really feel like this is going to be such an amazing year for you. I feel like it's all coming together, and it's really been building upon itself, truly. Okay, so we do have a line here. Okay, we have a line. So I do kind of now, as we're all talking about these wonderful things, I have to say, and this is minor compared to everything else, there is a sense of somebody crossing a line with you. Okay, and it does not go unnoticed. I think that this is something that you have been dealing with this person on and off for a while, and they really finally just did the thing. And I feel like this is something that you are walking away from. Okay, I see a person here walking away. Okay, we also have an owl up here, so I think it's important to definitely keep your eyes, ears open. Okay, I don't know what it's about, but I do think that this person definitely just, you know, disrespected, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. It seems like a sense of disrespect. Okay. Yeah, and I want to just... I want to let this one go, but I have to mention it. We have up here in the emotional, we have a person holding a lyre. So Orpheus, right? And if you know the story of Orpheus, his wife is abducted to the underworld, and he goes after to save her, and he can't, and you know, it doesn't work out for old Orpheus. But the Orphic mysteries are really interesting, and they flow into even like Neoplatonism, and have a lot of interesting stuff to do with like frequencies, sound, and how sound affects us, and, you know, kind of the magical nature of sound universally, and you know, things far beyond I would love to be a Neoplatonist. I absolutely am not mathematically minded, but the Orphic tradition is really interesting. So I see that, and I think that there is a sense of loss okay? Being a little forlorn. And I think that this has to do with the person crossing the line. I don't think this is romantic necessarily, though, okay? And has nothing to do with that person that we were talking about being bonded with, okay? But I do think it is something that is impacting you. And it makes me wonder if you're not like a musician of some kind. Or if you find inspiration in music, if you are somebody that really can dwell in music deeply, I think that it's important for you to indulge that that feeling. Okay, so where you have been hurt, I think finding some refuge musically. Okay. So we're going to do these, Happier Me affirmation cards. And let's see. I feel like my voice is about to give out. Here, I'm hoping against all odds that I have not descended into sickness like my husband has been, but there are moments where I'm just like, okay, my throat really hurts. I need to chill. All right, let's see. Just going to do this like we do the other ones. Stop where it feels right, and we're going to read it together. It says, I am doing my best, and that is enough. Yes, it is. Let's turn it over. It says, we can grow only by accepting our current limitations. Time will bring new skills, but also new limitations. And each time we will do our best with what we have. Yeah, I like that. I like these cards. I do. I like being able to read them with you. I get so much out of them myself. All right. Pisces, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And hopefully, we are just about to hit 25K. 25K, oh my goodness, subscribers. So I think that will probably happen tomorrow or the next day. Hopefully on the solstice, that would be so cool. And also happy solstice. Let's see. I want to thank you. And if you would be so kind, let me just go right back to my spiel. Let me get that done so I don't ramble too much. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it does help a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next video is coming out. It's free to subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I love hearing from you all. It's actually like the best part of doing this. I like connecting with everybody. And yeah. So many holidays to celebrate. We're still in the midst of Saturnalia. The solstice is coming. All these other holidays. Many different things. And I hope you all are having a wonderful and festive year. I know it's hard this time of year for a lot of people, including myself. I know there's a lot of stuff comes up, especially when we've lost people. Things have changed, dynamics have changed. So I want you to know that I'm thinking of you. I'm sending you my love. I really, really, from my heart, I am. And, you are always welcome here at the channel to comment, email. If you become a member, there's a Discord channel that we talk on, a little chat room type deal. And yeah. So anyways, I love you. We'll talk in a few days. I'm going to bed. All right. Bye-bye.